Tired of working, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over.
Something changed the moment Taraji P. Henson stopped staying quiet. During a public interview, she finally said Oprah Winfrey's name while discussing money, and almost instantly, fans began asking whether that moment carried a much bigger price than anyone expected. Now you're about to see the salary figures, the public statements, and the clips that pushed viewers toward one unsettling question. Is Hollywood quietly pushing back because Taraji chose to speak openly? Keep watching, because by the end of this story you'll understand why so many people believe something shifted around Taraji P. Henson. And according to those watching closely, it wasn't her career that changed first. It was her willingness to speak. Before everything else unfolds, you need the full picture because the next chapter won't make sense without it. Taraji P. Henson has spent more than 2 decades building one of Hollywood's most recognizable careers. From her unforgettable role as a vet in Baby Boy to her performance as Shug Avery in The Color Purple, she's earned awards, broken barriers, and built a loyal audience that continues to support every project she touches. But here's where this story takes a surprising turn. In a real interview, Taraji publicly revealed that she hadn't received what she considered a meaningful pay increase since Proud Mary in 2018. And once that statement was out in the open, many people started looking at everything that followed through a very different lens. Taraji P. Henson exposes the woman she's most scared of, Oprah angle.
Today, Oprah said, what is the deal with Oprah and Taraji? What do you want to share with the class?
The thing that is so upsetting to me is that somebody went on and something went viral where they're analyzing us on top of the Empire State. We were cold.
Oprah said you were cold.
We were cold. It was cold.
Yeah, there's a
the
whole
thing we
TikTok
had done that day.
Yes.
When I got the first phone call, the cars were being asked to rent cars because they were in the middle of rehearsal.
Well, I asked for my own car because I like to drive myself. I'm a Southern woman.
So I heard that Taraji was upset because she'd been asked to do a rental car. I personally called Toby Emmerich, who was at the time the head of Warner Brothers, and he said, well, that means we have to do cars for everybody. Then I said, then we do cars for everybody. And if it's necessary, I will pay for the cars myself. He goes, well, we don't want you to do that. So, that was one thing, trailers were another thing, food was another thing.
And everything got handled.
I don't even know. You know what? It's so disturbing to me. Why is my name even in this conversation?
7 years went by, yet according to Taraji, the paycheck barely changed. Not after the bigger movies. Not after the growing fan base. Not after proving again and again that audiences would show up whenever her name was on the screen. That is the detail many viewers say changed everything. Because if her own account is accurate, this wasn't a problem that suddenly appeared around The Color Purple or Oprah. It looks like the battle had been happening behind closed doors for years. Taraji has repeatedly described almost every major contract negotiation as another exhausting fight to prove what she was worth. And one story stands out more than the rest. She recalled a studio agreeing to increase her salary, only to return later and reportedly slash the offer by nearly half. For many actors, that kind of pressure ends the conversation. Taraji made a different choice. She said no, stood up, and walked away from the deal completely. In Hollywood, insiders often say that one word can cost you an entire opportunity. Now compare that timeline with her Baby Boy co-star, Tyrese Gibson. After the same film helped launch both careers, Tyrese moved into 2 global franchises, Transformers and Fast and Furious, placing him on one blockbuster after another. Taraji's path unfolded very differently. Instead of stepping into the same level of studio momentum, she eventually found herself leading a Lifetime television project that received far less public attention. Whether those careers are directly comparable is open to debate, but for many fans, the contrast only raised another uncomfortable question, and this is where the story starts getting even more complicated.
Black woman, we do it with so much grace and get paid half the price of what we were. And that becomes difficult. I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. I almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't apologize.
And then they tell me we don't translate overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face.
When you see a black woman up here, baby, we jumped hurdles to get here. We fought all the obstacles. Getting paid less than. And we do it with grace. We do it with grace because if we speak up too much, we're considered angry. I'm trying to give you lessons here.
No disrespect to Lifetime, but most people would agree it isn't the same stage as leading major Hollywood franchises. One movie, one starting point. Yet the careers that followed couldn't have looked more different. That contrast is exactly what Taraji has pointed to when discussing what she believes is a much larger industry problem. She has argued that men, particularly those attached to big-budget action films, often seem to climb the ladder much faster, while many women are expected to feel fortunate simply for being included. Whether everyone agrees with that view or not, it's a conversation that has followed Hollywood for years. Then everything appeared to change. Empire arrived, and Cookie Lion became a cultural phenomenon. The character dominated television, flooded social media with unforgettable quotes, and turned Taraji into one of the biggest stars on network TV. From the outside, it looked like she'd finally reached the level where the money would naturally follow the success. According to Taraji, it wasn't that simple. She has said that even after carrying one of television's biggest hits, every contract still felt like another battle. Every raise had to be defended. Every dollar had to be negotiated. Even after proving her value over and over again, nothing, in her own words, came easily. And that's where the story takes a much more uncomfortable turn. Because this is the moment Oprah Winfrey's name enters the conversation. During the 2023 press tour for The Color Purple, Taraji sat down with Gayle King and made a deeply personal admission on national television. She revealed that she had seriously considered walking away from acting altogether. She spoke about feeling exhausted, giving everything to the industry while still believing she was being paid far below what her work deserved. The interview immediately caught people's attention. Some viewers felt Gayle King moved past the emotional moment faster than expected, and online discussions quickly questioned whether Taraji's frustration had been fully acknowledged. That reaction spread across social media almost as fast as the interview itself. But then another clip surfaced. At a Color Purple event, cameras captured what many online believed was an awkward interaction between Taraji and Oprah during a photo opportunity. Countless viewers analyzed the body language frame by frame, with some claiming Oprah appeared to pull away. Others disagreed entirely. Regardless, the short clip exploded into one of those internet moments where everyone suddenly became a body language expert overnight. Just when the speculation reached its peak, another surprise followed. Not long afterward, Taraji shared a heartfelt Instagram post thanking Oprah, calling her a guiding light and expressing appreciation for years of encouragement. On the surface, the message sounded warm and sincere. But many commenters weren't convinced. The replies filled up almost instantly, and one question stood out above all the others. Were you silent, or were you silenced? That single sentence fueled an entirely new wave of speculation. It didn't prove anything, but for many observers it captured the mystery surrounding the timing. Taraji had publicly spoken about pay, and soon afterward, every interaction between the two women seemed to be examined through a completely different lens. And then the story widened beyond both of them. Another familiar name entered the conversation: Wendy Williams. For years, rumors circulated claiming Oprah had wanted Sherri Shepherd positioned as Wendy's replacement before Wendy's health crisis became public. Those claims have never been verified and should be treated as speculation rather than established fact. Even so, they continued circulating because Wendy had long been one of the few television personalities willing to openly discuss Oprah when many others chose not to. While much of Hollywood stayed silent, Wendy rarely did. She repeatedly addressed long-running rumors surrounding Oprah and Gayle King's close friendship, regardless of the criticism that often followed. Whether those discussions were fair or not, Wendy's willingness to speak openly made her stand apart, and that's where this story begins connecting in ways few people expected.
I don't even know why. I don't
beef
even know.
between-
You know what? It's so disturbing to me. Why is my name even in this conversation?
Okay, Wendy didn't stop there. She openly criticized Oprah's partnership with Weight Watchers, questioning whether the public message matched the visible results. The comment quickly became another headline in a relationship that already seemed filled with public friction. Then an even stranger claim surfaced. An Essence report discussed an alleged letter that Wendy said came from Oprah, reportedly including the words, "Stay black." Oprah denied ever sending such a letter. Wendy, on the other hand, insisted on air that she had received it. The conflicting accounts were never resolved publicly, but one thing became increasingly clear: the tension between the two women wasn't a brief disagreement. It stretched across years. And Wendy wasn't the only one. Over time, several other high-profile entertainers described their own difficult experiences with Oprah. Artists including 50 Cent and Ludacris publicly suggested they felt they had been judged differently, arguing that Oprah's programming decisions were influenced by what they believed appealed to her largely older television audience. Whether those criticisms were fair remains a matter of opinion, but together they created a conversation that had been building long before Taraji ever entered it. Then another moment caught people's attention. After Wendy Williams lost her daytime show, Sherri Shepherd stepped into the role. When Oprah later appeared publicly celebrating Sherri, some online observers questioned why they had never seen the same visible support for Wendy during the difficult period when she was still on the air and facing well-known personal struggles. That interpretation is subjective, but once Taraji's comments about pay became public, many viewers began revisiting those earlier moments through an entirely different lens. Suddenly, two different women, two separate careers. Yet the same powerful name kept appearing in both conversations. At some point, people began joking that Oprah had become the unexpected plot twist in every major Hollywood controversy. But for others, the discussion reached beyond any one celebrity. Because this story wasn't happening in isolation. Step back and another familiar pattern begins to emerge. Monique has publicly said in numerous interviews that speaking out about compensation came with consequences she believes affected her career. Following her Oscar-winning performance in Precious, she explained that refusing to work without additional pay during the film's promotional campaign led to opportunities disappearing that she expected would have followed an Academy Award. Now place that story beside Taraji's. Different years, different projects, different circumstances. Yet to many observers, the outline looks surprisingly familiar. A respected Black actress publicly questions how she's being compensated, and afterward, the momentum appears to slow. Fewer opportunities seem to arrive. Invitations become less frequent. At the same time, public attention shifts toward growing tension with influential figures inside the industry. Whether that pattern reflects coincidence, systemic issues, or something else entirely remains a subject of debate. But by this point in the story, many viewers had already started asking a much bigger question, and the next chapter only made those questions louder.
To get everything sorted.
Taraji, as Blitz, our director, says. I mean, I have been watching her from the beginning. And to just have someone just be a guide for us, be our voice box. I remember when we first came in and we were doing rehearsal and they put us all in the same space. Like we didn't have our own dressing rooms at the time and they did not give us it. Sorry, Miss O, we didn't have no food.
She had no idea.
So I heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
And you corrected it for us. You corrected it.
Didn't I call you?
Yes, and I was like, Miss O, we gotta fix this. And she said, say less. And was it not
And
fixed?
that's what I appreciated, though. You were our voice because a lot of times, yes, I've done a lot of TV, I've done a lot of films, specifically independent films, but this is my first studio film. So sometimes you do come in just saying, okay, well, I'm gonna just take whatever they give me. I'm just happy to be here, you know? But you spoke up for us and you showed me how to do that. But what I've really enjoyed is your sisterhood is authentic and it's real. It's not this fake.
And none of that proves anything by itself, and it's important to keep that distinction clear. But when similar conversations continue appearing around different women, across different years, many people begin asking whether they're looking at isolated incidents, or a pattern that's worth examining more closely. That is exactly the conversation many fans believe Taraji's story has reignited. And then, the attention shifted somewhere completely unexpected. Not to another interview, not to another contract, to her face. In June 2026, Taraji shared photos from a New York Liberty game, and within minutes the internet was doing what it always seems to do. Viewers started comparing old pictures with new ones. Some said her face appeared noticeably slimmer. Others focused on what they believed looked like a narrower nose, higher brows, and skin that seemed tighter than before. The comment section transformed into a full-scale investigation. People zoomed in on screenshots, posted side-by-side comparisons, and analyzed nearly every angle they could find. Before long, the speculation had spread far beyond the original post. Then Taraji stepped in herself. Responding directly to the rumors, she said she hadn't had any cosmetic procedures done. She also pointed to her demanding Broadway schedule, asking a simple question that immediately caught people's attention: when exactly would she have found the time? It was a reasonable response. Broadway isn't a place where performers disappear for weeks of recovery without anyone noticing. Still, the theories didn't stop. Some fans pointed back to an older interview in which Taraji discussed giving up alcohol. Others argued that reducing or eliminating drinking can noticeably decrease facial puffiness, making someone look dramatically different without any medical procedure at all. According to that theory, the transformation had nothing to do with surgery. Maybe that's the explanation. Maybe the visible change reflects stress after years of publicly fighting for equal pay. Or maybe there was never a mystery in the first place, and the internet simply did what it does best, turning an ordinary photo into another viral debate. Whatever the answer may be, many viewers felt it was impossible to separate those images from everything else happening around Taraji at the same time. Because by then, people weren't just looking at her appearance anymore. They were looking for meaning behind every headline, every interview, and every public moment that followed. A woman spends years fighting for fair pay in an industry she believes repeatedly undervalued her. Then she publicly speaks about one of Hollywood's most influential figures, and before long, the internet isn't just discussing her words anymore. It's dissecting every photo, every appearance, and every expression, searching for answers that may or may not exist. Whether those events are connected is still open to interpretation, but for many viewers, the timing alone has kept the conversation alive. Whatever the full truth ultimately turns out to be, one thing seems increasingly difficult to ignore. Taraji P. Henson is no longer willing to stay silent about the challenges she says she's faced. And judging by the growing number of actresses speaking openly about similar experiences, many believe her story is part of a much larger conversation that Hollywood has yet to fully answer. The biggest question now isn't what happened yesterday. It's who might decide to speak next.